Gospel reading today is taken from the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1 to 8. Then Jesus told them a parable about their need to pray always and not to lose heart. He said, in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor had respect for people. In that city there was a widow who kept coming to him and saying, grant me justice against my opponent. For a while he refused, but later he said to himself, though I have no fear of God and no respect for anyone, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will grant her justice, so that she may not wear me out by continually coming. And the Lord said, listen to what the unjust judge says. And will not God grant justice to his chosen ones who cry to him every day and night? Will he delay long in helping them? I tell you, he will quickly grant justice to them. And yet, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? This is the word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Amen.
Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Aloha! Aloha! I assume that before that, my team won. So whoever's been praying, keep on praying. I assume that most of us have some kind of cell phones, right? Some kind of cell phones. And most of you probably have received one of those scam callers, right? They call you and usually they call you trying to get your information and steal your money. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I had experienced that. A few years ago, my sister bought me an iPhone, and I was so excited I got this iPhone, and I received all this calls. And one day, my phone kept on ringing, and this person kept on calling me. I mean, like, this person called me at least two times a day, yeah? He will call me, and I just ignore, I hang up, call again, I hang up. And this person called from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, on this Sunday. And we just had church in that morning, and the phone rang again, and I looked, it's the same number, and I said, okay, well, I decided to answer the phone. I answered the phone, and the first thing this guy said is, good morning, sir. I'm calling because your car insurance is expired. You don't give me your credit card number. Your car insurance. You're not going to have a car insurance for your car. I paused there for a moment and I said, okay, so straight away, I know this person is trying to scam me because I don't even have a car. Because this person persistently called me. You know what I did? I decided to play along with him. And I decided to be an Australian. This is what I said. Yeah, mate. What are you trying to call me for? What are you trying to get my credit card for? And this person, if you don't give it to me, you're gonna lose your car insurance. And I said, okay, you have a pen with you, mate? He said, yeah. You can write down the credit card number. You know the number I gave him? 5 4 7 9 1 1 7 8 9 10 1 5. I just thrown all these random numbers to him. And then he finally said, sir, if you don't give me a credit card number, you're on your own. And I said, nah, mate, you can't do that to me, mate. I'm not on my own, I'm with my family, my brother, my sister. He kept on going. And he got fed up with me giving all this nonsense to him. And he finally hung up. You see, this is a person who called me non-stop, persistently, right? Persistently calling me. Until I pick up the phone, except he didn't get what he wanted. The story we'll be focusing on today is about a widow and an unjust judge. And this is a story that shows the same level of persistence from a widow, except she got what she was asking for. The parable that Jesus is telling us today is about a widow that was seeking justice against someone who had done her wrong. She kept on going to the judge who was looking after the case, and for a while, he kept on saying no. The judge didn't care for the people he served. He had no respect for the community, nor for their well-being. He didn't care much for God either. So it's safe to say that this judge was probably the opposite of our very own Judge Valenciano. Yeah? But the widow didn't care that the judge wasn't a Christian, or that he didn't care whether she was right or not. The widow kept on going to him every day, asking him over and over again to give her justice. If there were a telephone during that time, she would probably like that guy who kept on calling me, right, persistently, about a car insurance for a car that didn't exist. She would call the judge in the morning, in the evening, Monday to Sunday. Would keep on calling him until he answered. And because this woman kept on persisting in asking the judge for the justice she rightly deserved, he finally gave in. The judge finally gave the woman what she was asking for. He couldn't resist her cries for justice anymore because she was quite simply annoying him too much, like that guy people calling me, yeah? She would not stop asking. She was persistent. So based on that fact alone, in order for her to stop bugging him, the judge gave this widow the justice she had asked for. So in this parable, so why does Jesus tell this parable? Why does Jesus tell this parable to the disciple and also to us? Jesus told this parable to show us that through persistence, even the most ungodly and unethical, uncaring person the most ungodly, uncaring, unethical person will not be able to resist giving you what we want. What Jesus is trying to say is here, persistence beats resistance. Persistence beats resistance. If this woman's persistence finally gave her the justice she was asking for from a judge that didn't care, that didn't want to give her anything, imagine what would happen. Imagine what she would receive if she had asked a good judge. A judge who actually cared, who actually wanted to give her justice. And this is what we need to remember today, family. Let's look at the God that we serve. He is just, He is righteous, He is good. He is a good Father who gives blessing to His children abundantly. He wants to give us what's best for us. He wants to give us full life. What would happen if we were to persevere in our faith and our prayer? Can you imagine just how much God, who is a good judge, will answer your prayers if you kept on asking Him to? That is the question that Jesus is asking us today. We are told in the Bible that we are here are His beloved children. And don't you think, as we His beloved children, don't you think that He will give us the justice that we seek? If you cry to Him every day and every night, don't you think your loving Father will give you what you're asking for? God hears your crying. God hears your loud prayers. God hears your silent prayers. For He is all-knowing, all-powerful, and ever-present. So the message today that Jesus is asking us, is there something in your life that's weighing you down? Something that needs to be fixed, something that isn't right but should be amended and repaired? A situation at work, a challenge in a relationship with your family, or maybe with your friends, an internal struggles inside you. Has the enemy put an obstacle in your life that's stopping you from receiving the love and grace and justice that you rightly deserved? Jesus is urging us today, church. Pray and pray persistently. Jesus tells us today that God, the Father, who listens to our every single prayers, grants justice quickly. And then at the end of the parable, Jesus ends this parable with questions that said, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? We as Christians know that Jesus came to earth, died on the cross for our sins, rose from the dead, and ascended to heaven. Right? And also, we also know as Christians, we are told in the Bible that he will return. Right? He will come again on the second coming. Church, I don't know about you. I gotta tell you, I'm excited to see Jesus. I am super thrilled. There's a lot of super. I am excited to see Jesus. But the question that Jesus is asking us today, when he comes, will he find faith on earth? Will he find faith in our church? Will he find faith in your lives? That's what Jesus is trying to say in this parable. You know, we live in a world that's full of troubles. We only need to look in the news. Social media. Go on social media to see there's so much trouble. And we know that, right? We're very aware of that, right? After all the advances in technology humans have made, and many more, it still seems like there's problems that arise, that comes up every single day. We keep being tested, and sometimes it just feels like we have lost control. That is why Jesus asking these questions. Will you let the world and its trouble cause you to lose faith? Will the trials of this life start making you believe that there's no justice? Are you able to walk by faith and not by sight as you wait for his return? We also told in the Bible that his return will be unexpected and sudden. It could be showing up in the next few hours. It could show up tomorrow, or next week, or next month. But the fact that we are told he's coming is already good news for us, right? It's already good news that he is coming back to us. We also taught in the Bible that the good news is, let us not be anxious in every situation. By prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let us present our request to God. And by the way, if you're not going through anything, not going through any troubles, we're happy for you, mate. So good, mate. I believe that us Christians, we're either in these three places. We're either right smack, right in the middle of something, or on our way out of something, or in our way back into something, right? Yeah. But the good news is, the Bible tells us that the God that we serve has attentive ears. He listens to every single prayers that you lift up to. But you must do it persistently. That is what we must do. Pray. Pray repeatedly. Pray unitedly. Pray persistently. The gospel reading today is reminding us to don't stop praying. Pray and keep on praying. Talk to God. Pour your heart to him. Just as the widow was persistent in her pursuit of justice with the judge. So we must be persistent in our prayers as well. God answers the cries of his children. Don't let the world make you think otherwise. So when Jesus returned, you'll be ready to receive him in a position of prayer and faithfulness. And most importantly, a heart that's fully surrendered to him. Amen? Amen. Let us pray persistently. Let's pray. Eternal God, we thank you for this time. We thank you for the opportunity that you've given us as your people, your children, as your beloved Father. We're taught by your word, Lord, that we must pray persistently because you are a God that listens to our prayers. You are a God who has the ears, and attentive ears, to listen to what's going on in our hearts. I ask you to be present in our midst. Send the Holy Spirit to lead us, guide us, in everything that we do. Say this prayer in your name, Jesus Christ, who will return to us. We pray. Amen.